I'm a big From Software fan. In fact, I have over 700 hours of playtime on Dark Souls 3 alone. And when I caught wind that a new Souls-like game with graphics like these and a trailer like this was coming out, I had to pick it up. So I immediately wishlisted the game on Steam and bided my time. Over the next 6 months, I behaved like a crazed drug addict, fervently scratching my neck whenever I checked Mortal Shell's store page. And on August 18th, my addiction was finally sated when Steam let me pound that good stuff right in my veins. The game was out. Now, before you go typing in the comment section about how, you idiot, Mortal Shell's been on the Epic Game Store for a whole year now. If you wanted it, then you should have. Shut. I would rather boil myself alive than dirty my hard drive with the literal AIDS that is the Epic Games installer. Digital STIs aside, let's jump straight into dissecting Cold Symmetry's first ever game. Also, major spoilers ahead. In Mortal Shell, you play as Senator Mitch McConnell in his never-ending quest to acquire human flesh. The main gameplay mechanic is becoming hard, which is very fitting since you'll be digging down your enemies with this one move. Don't believe me? Messed up your parry time? Hard. About to get hit? Hard. About to get grabbed? Harden. See your new waifu? Harden. Finished a tough fight? Harden. Mid-attack because you timed your swing wrong? Harden. Harden early? Keep hardening. Poisoned? I mean, actually, it doesn't work on poison. Harden! The few things that beat this overpowered tech option are the rare kicks done by certain bosses, some status effects, and falling. Every other game mechanic implemented was as if Cold Symmetry went to a Soulsborne Subway and ordered some of the most fun toppings. Like, give me a game with Bloodborne dodge rolling, Demon Souls swing speed, Sekiro's second wind mechanic, but give the bonfire some tits. At this point, the only reason the devs haven't added more features is because they're waiting for Elden Ring to drop. There is one other unique mechanic. Instead of choosing a starter class, you find it. Wearable dead bodies litter the map, the first of which we get right after the tutorial section. Watch as we vigorously insert our fat wads of cash into this offshore tax haven, because it's a shell. With fresh skin in hand, we exit the cramped canyon and I can't help but admire how absolutely goddamn gorgeous this game is. But no amount of good-looking graphics or stolen Souls mechanics will make this game fun if the combat sucks. And let me tell you something. Hey, you monkey man, I thought I killed you in Sekiro. Looks like monkeys die twice. Cold Symmetry absolutely nailed this combat system. Each strike feels weighty and impactful, and the movement is crisp and responsive. Stamina actually matters, and if you fail to hear your asthmatic character breathing heavily, you're gonna have a bad time. Of course, the combat isn't without downsides. Most enemies have limited attack patterns that can be dodged in similar ways, so long fights can often feel repetitive. Unchained. But all in all, I love this combat system. Never mind. F this game and the shitty dev team behind it. I hope somebody puts bear traps in your cubicles so when Brenda from HR places a mile-high stack of dismemberment complaints on your desk, you finally learn your lessons, you shitheads. You know, it's really strange. Whenever I see shiny collectibles in a video game, I enter a kleptomaniac state where regardless of the danger, I charge head in for the sake of completionism. Like I just robbed this man's lunch and fed it to a giant frog for seemingly no reason. You would think that having these items safe kept by hordes of mobs would translate to me having to fight my way through to earn them. Oh, but on the contrary, most enemies attack really slowly, so you're easily able to outmaneuver their weapon swings. But in the off chance you do get hit, you'll be dealt a billion damage and sent hurling through the stratosphere. Missed me. Wait, Yamate! Yamate!
I've kept your flesh safe, foundling.
Mommy Milker's Janessa here is the bread of this Dark Souls sandwich, acting as both bonfire and firekeeper. She also has the side gig of being a narcotics dealer, peddling tar every chance she gets. You heard that right. Instead of enemies dropping souls upon death, they drop black tar as if they were middle American white suburban teens. The main problem I have with tar is not the currency itself, since its mechanics are just copy-pasted from Dark Souls. Instead, I take issue with the sheer uselessness of most of the upgrades. Cold Symmetry had a great opportunity to make their progression system unique by significantly altering the gameplay. Instead, most of the progression system is just minor stat ups or higher drop chances, except for the occasional kick or two. Like, imagine a world where I could upgrade my character's shell to use, I don't know, unique powers or equip boss abilities? But before we talk shop on Mortal Shell's bosses, I wanted to tell everyone that this will be my last video. Made on Hit Films Express! I often get asked why my videos take so long to produce. Well, recently I decided to start hemorrhaging $20 a month and transition from my free disjointed editing softwares to the premium Adobe package, hashtag not sponsored. So now not only do I need to learn these new tools, but I also have to juggle my senior level engineering college classes, a part-time job, and my dwindling social life. Please somebody kill me. So if you're enjoying the crisp editing and soothing voiceover, smash that subscribe button, and if you have any thoughts, whether it be for future video ideas or just to say that I'm a filthy casual who can't parry properly, I'd love to read them down below, since my YouTube comment section is the only form of social interaction I get. Well, that and Janessa here. Which is strange. I just made it through the temple and all I see is this goblet filled with milk. Please be milk. Oh my god, why am I drinking it? Why am I chugging it? Why would you drink that? Let me ask you, what's the most important element in any Souls game? Some might say it's the combat, others might say the movement or aesthetic, but for me it's the bosses designed around these things. Many other people feel the same. Literally just type in Dark Souls tier list into YouTube and witness the sheer amount of boss ranking videos. You could have a soul sandwich with wildly different combat and movement toppings and a variety of trash cheese mobs, but you won't know the sandwich is a masterpiece until you taste its meat. And I'm referring to the bosses. Speaking of ingesting protein, I'm not sure why the My Little Pony shrine we inhaled was a fog gate or why the boss looks like your average Call of Duty player. But after fighting against each boss multiple times, I know for certain that the devs nailed this game's boss fights. For 2 of them. If you want to see a boss done right, just take a look at Imrod. Hold on a second. Like the name suggests, not a single thought goes through his hot gamer rage head, resulting in a simple, straightforward moveset of sluggish swings into Dorito Dust's breath. The only 2 moves you have to look out for is his rapid charge when Mom shuts off the internet and a 3-swing combo he's perfected from countless losses at Smash tournaments. This boss works so well because it sticks to its flavor of being a hard-hitting hot ass, and even though Nimrod has a boring second phase, I had an absolute blast abusing my OP mechanics to finish what diabetes started 8 years ago. But with every good boss fight, there's an equally awful one, with Crucix being a particularly egregious example of some severely flawed game design. The fight consists of annoyingly accurate long-range attacks by Dr. 5'11", all while Chad 6-footer throws swing after swing to punish your R1 spam habit. Normally you would want a boss fight to punish player greed, but Cult Symmetry's implementation encourages boring turtle-up gameplay each time Danny DeVito here starts blasting. Doing anything other than waiting for this attack to pass is further discouraged by the dev's decision to take away your bonus life upon entering the arena, effectively halving your HP. The only redeeming part about this fight is that you have ample time to wonder whether you should start taking Propecia to avoid looking like this sunburnt leprechaun. Now die! I probably should have specified. Did I forget to mention that every boss fight has a second phase? In Crucix's case, his second phase is just a waste of time, keeping the same 6-foot moveset while losing the ranged attacks that made him difficult in the first place. In Dark Souls 1, having a poorly designed boss or 2 isn't that big of a deal when there's 22 of them, each with unique models, mechanics, maps, melodies, moods, etc. But when your game only has 5 main bosses and each one has a monochromatic boring arena, monotone ambient music, and a monotonous second phase, it really makes me melancholy. That means sad. Look at the Nameless King in comparison. A multi-phase boss fight against a dragon-riding King of Thunder in a sky temple. And when you see him, the music hits you like... But no words can quite describe the flood of emotions and adrenaline that fill you when the game throws everything you've learned right back in your face. The final boss should be the absolute apex of what your game stands for. It's the last player experience, the last boss, the last obstacle standing in your way. The Hollowed Man, forever cursed to sustain a broken age of fire. The strongest sword saint brought back to life for his grandson's last wish. And don't forget the chicken, high on divine tar we've been slipping.
Stay back.
Listen devs, I don't know how much money KFC paid you to put their food into your game, but this boss is ratchet. When I fight against Gale, it's like 10 out of 10, but against Unchained, it's like 2 out of 10. Once again, the arena is boring and monochromatic, the boss design is big for reasons, and the moveset is a random assortment of design elements thrown together. Thank you, Dark Souls. You literally reused the ice boss's assets here. And why? Why does he summon phantoms? At least with Crucix, he had a visual reason to shoot crossbow bolts. Tell me why it makes sense that Unchained uses summons for the fight. Why does he visually break your game when using his whirlpool, and why does he look so delicious? But let's withhold judgment until we see phase 2. And I really like the design changes here. The arena gives a sense of scale and is caked with bodies of my fellow Senate members. And if someone's fly at you now, he fires a laser breath? How do I even dodge this? Oh wait, wrong game. Unchained is literally the only main boss without a second phase. Look, I know I'm being unfair to Mortal Shell by comparing to Dark Souls. From Software is a AAA studio and Cold Symmetry is 15 people. When I play Mortal Shell, I can tell the devs love the Souls series and I want them to make the best game possible. But when they approached making their Subway Souls sandwich and put every last topping, every last sauce and spice, and only 5 pieces of turkey, the mustard that is hardened overpowered all of those flavors. Because why would you take a risk and try to parry when you can just harden? Why do you have to learn boss patterns when harden counters just about everything? Why even approach an enemy unless harden is up? Dark Souls taught us that exciting tension comes from new challenges, variable swing timings to catch roll abusers, grabs to fight against shield builds, gap closers to counter sorcerers. There is nothing that challenges the player's over-reliance of harden, which is why Dark Souls is a masterpiece, and this game is just its shell. Big shout out to Squish Loves Games for helping me edit the script and video. What the f?